Undefeated streak, 2017 to 2018. Asuka in 2018. After multiple vignettes in the upcoming weeks, it was revealed on the September 11, 2017, episode of Raw, Asuka was assigned to the Raw brand. A month later, on October 22, at TLC Tables, Ladders, and Chairs, Asuka defeated her old rival Emma in her in-ring debut. On November 19 at Survivor Series, Asuka represented Team Raw in a Survivor Series match against Team SmackDown and was the sole survivor, lastly eliminating Tamina and Natalya. Throughout the next few months, Asuka continued her streak by defeating the likes of Dana Brooke, whom she defeated in 3 seconds, setting a new WWE record for the fastest submission win in a women's match, Alicia Fox and Raw Women's Champion Alexa Bliss in a non-title match. On January 28, 2018, at the Royal Rumble, Asuka won the first Women's Royal Rumble match, entering at number 25 and eliminating her former rival Ember Moon, and lastly Nikki Bella to earn herself a Women's Championship match at WrestleMania 34. Throughout January and February, Asuka started a feud with Nia Jax, who attacked her during and before her matches and wanted her title opportunity at WrestleMania. Asuka defeated Nia Jax on February 25 at Elimination Chamber and again on the March 5 episode of Raw. In parallel, she also took a part of the Mixed Match Challenge tournament, with The Miz as her partner in support of the charity Rescue Dogs Rock. With wins over Carmella and Big E, Sasha Banks and Finn Balor, Alexa Bliss and Braun Strowman, and finally Charlotte Flair and Bobby Roode, they won the tournament. SmackDown Women's Champion, 2018 to 2019. On April 17, Asuka was drafted to SmackDown as part of the 2018 WWE Superstar Shakeup, making her first appearance by saving Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch from an attack by the Iconics and then SmackDown Women's Champion Carmella. On the May 15 episode of SmackDown General Manager Paige interrupted Carmella to announce that she would be defending the SmackDown Women's Championship against Asuka at Money in the Bank. At the event on June 17, Asuka lost to Carmella after an interference from the returning James Ellsworth, suffering her first official pinfall loss in WWE. Paige then granted Asuka a rematch that took place on July 15 at Extreme Rules, which Asuka lost after another distraction from Ellsworth, who was hanging above the ring in a shark cage, which Carmella used to win the match. In September, Asuka helped Naomi, who after defeating Peyton Royce was attacked by the Iconics. This led to a tag team match between the two teams on October 6 at WWE's Super Showdown, where Asuka and Naomi were defeated. Also during that time, it was announced that Asuka and The Miz would take part in the upcoming Season 2 of Mixed Match Challenge. Towards the end of November, Asuka won a battle royal to enter her way into the first ever women's tables, ladders, and chairs match against both Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair for the SmackDown Women's Championship. On December 16 at the namesake event, in what was also the first ever Women's Championship match to main event a dual-branded event, Asuka won the SmackDown Women's Championship for the first time in her career after Ronda Rousey interfered and pushed both Lynch and Flair off a ladder. Throughout her reign, Asuka was able to fend off different challengers such as Naomi on the SmackDown following TLC, Becky Lynch at the Royal Rumble, and Mandy Rose at Fastlane. On the March 26 episode of SmackDown, Asuka dropped the title to Charlotte Flair in an impromptu match, ending her reign at 100 days. However, Dave Meltzer from the Wrestling Observer revealed that Asuka was supposed to defend the SmackDown Women's Championship at WrestleMania 35 against the winner of a fatal four-way match between Carmella, Mandy Rose, Naomi and Sonya Deville that was cancelled in the last minute. The Kabuki Warriors, 2019 to 2020. On the April 16, 2019, episode of SmackDown, Paige announced that she would be managing a newly formed women's tag team, consisting of Asuka and the debuting Kairi Sane from NXT. The team of Asuka and Kairi Sane, later dubbed as the Kabuki Warriors, was immediately put in a feud with the Iconics, Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, over the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. After weeks of avoiding them, the Iconics lost to the Kabuki Warriors during WWE's tour in Tokyo, which earned the Kabuki Warriors a title match. The title match took place on the July 16 episode of SmackDown, where the Iconics retained after they got themselves counted out. In August, the Kabuki Warriors failed to capture the titles from then-champions Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. After a short hiatus, the Kabuki Warriors returned in September and defeated Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. On October 6 at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, the Kabuki Warriors finally won the Women's Tag Team Championship from Bliss and Cross, after Asuka used a green mist on Cross. The next night on Raw, the Kabuki Warriors completed their transition into heels, as they cut a promo on both Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair and went on to defeat them in a non-title match, once again using green mist as leverage. As part of the 2019 draft in mid-October, Asuka and Sane were both drafted to the Raw brand. The duo further solidified their heel turn after Asuka spit green mist on their manager Paige, ending their association with Paige. She renewed her rivalry with Becky Lynch after Lynch challenged Asuka to a Raw Women's Championship match at the Royal Rumble in a rematch from the previous year's event. At the Royal Rumble, Asuka failed to win the title from Lynch. On the February 3, 2020, episode of Raw, Asuka demanded a rematch for the title, in which Lynch accepted, but a week later on Raw, Asuka again failed to win the title. On the first night of WrestleMania 36, the Kabuki Warriors lost their WWE Women's Tag Team Championship to Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, ending their reign at 181 days, the longest reign for the titles so far. On the April 13th episode of Raw, Asuka qualified for the Money in the Bank ladder match after defeating Ruby Riott. At the eponymous event, Asuka won the Women's Money in the Bank match. Grand Slam Champion, 2020 to present. On the Raw immediately following Money in the Bank, Becky Lynch revealed that she had vacated the Raw Women's Championship due to pregnancy, and that the ladder match was in fact for the vacated Raw Women's Championship rather than a championship match contract, making Asuka the new champion. She also became the second Women's Grand Slam winner after Bayley and third Women's Triple Crown winner after Bayley and Alexa Bliss. She embraced Becky Lynch after the announcement and chanted her name, thus turning face in the process. On the following Raw, the Kabuki Warriors officiated their face turn, beginning a feud with the returning Nia Jax. At Backlash, Asuka retained the title against Jax after both were counted out. A rematch was scheduled the following night on Raw, where Asuka again retained the title. Asuka presumably lost the Raw Women's Championship to Sasha Banks at the horror show at Extreme Rules after she indirectly blinded the referee with a green mist and Bayley removed the referee's shirt, put it on herself and counted the pinfall, which was unofficial. The next night on Raw, Stephanie McMahon ruled that the result was reversed to a no contest, meaning that Asuka retained the championship, despite Banks having taken possession of the actual belt. However, the following week, Asuka officially lost the title via countout in their rematch, where the belt could change hands by pinfall, submission, countout, disqualification, or interference. Sasha Banks won the title when Asuka chose to get herself counted out to save Sane from an attack by Bayley. This also marked Sane's final appearance in WWE, as she left the company to be with her new husband in Japan, therefore disbanding the Kabuki Warriors. At SummerSlam, Asuka competed against both Bayley for the SmackDown Women's Championship, and later Banks for the Raw Women's Championship. She lost the first match, but later defeated Banks to win back the Raw Women's Championship, marking her first time winning any WWE title more than once. At Clash of Champions, Asuka defeated Zelina Vega to retain her championship and, later in the night, answered Bayley's open challenge for the SmackDown Women's Championship, which she won via disqualification. The following night on Raw, Asuka faced Zelina Vega for the Raw Women's Championship and again successfully retained. On the October 5th episode of Raw, Asuka teamed with Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose to defeat Zelina Vega, Natalya and Lana. On the October 19th episode of Raw, Asuka successfully retained her title against Lana. Asuka then faced Sasha Banks at Survivor Series in a losing effort. At TLC Tables, Ladders, and Chairs, Asuka and Charlotte Flair defeat Jax and Baszler to win the tag team titles, making Asuka a double champion. They lost the titles back to Jax and Baszler at the Royal Rumble. She also lost the Raw Women's title at WrestleMania 37 against Rhea Ripley, ending her reign at 231 days. On the Raw after WrestleMania, Asuka faced Ripley for the title in a rematch which resulted in a no contest due to Charlotte Flair attacking both of them. On the May 3rd episode of Raw, another rematch between Ripley and Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship was scheduled for WrestleMania Backlash. However, later that night, WWE official Sonya Deville added Flair to the championship match to make it a triple threat match. At the event, Asuka was unsuccessful to win the title and was pinned by Ripley. On the June 21st episode of Raw, Asuka and Naomi qualified for the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match by defeating the team of Eva Marie and Doudrop, formerly Piper Niven. At Money in the Bank, she was unsuccessful in winning the match. It was her last match in 2021 before becoming inactive due to an injury. During the 2021 WWE Draft, Asuka was not drafted and was declared a free agent. After 9 months of inactivity due to her injury recovery, Asuka made her return on the April 25, 2022, episode of Raw confronting Becky Lynch. On the May 9th episode of Raw, WWE official Adam Pearce gave Asuka a championship contenders match against Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair. Lynch became upset and later attacked both of them during their match. The following week, Asuka defeated Lynch using Green Mist and earned a title match for the Raw Women's Championship at Hell in a Cell. Lynch defeated Asuka in a rematch on the next episode of Raw and she was added to the title match. At the event, Belair retained her title.